gentlemen, and welcome to the 2023 Awards Celebration and Banquet. I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight and celebrating with us tonight. Before we begin, we're going to take a minute and introduce our champions and head table over to my left. Sitting all the way over to the left, seven-time and 2023 Sports Truck Champion Rick Martin and his guest Patty Brightman. Next to him is car owners Edmund Silva Jr. and Marcia Silva. Our 2023 Helger South Coast Power Equipment Sportsman Champion Steve Axon and his guest Melissa Blaze. Our 2023 Late Model Champion Vinnie and Jennifer Arrenegado. And our 2023 Pro Stock Champion Mark Jennison and his guest Mary Auboir. At this time, I'd like to ask everybody to please stand. And bow our heads. Lord, I want to thank you for this evening, gathering everybody for one more celebration here this evening. Let our hearts be full of joy and our bellies be full with food that we're about to eat. Thank you for the friendships that we've made, the families that have been grown over the years here. Thank you to the Vendettis for a wonderful speedway and a staff here at White's for the dinner. Thank you. For those of us that are mourning a lost one, please remember them in our hearts. Thank you. Before you sit down, ask everybody to grab your drink in front of you. And a toast to our 2023 champions. Salute. Thank you. Let's eat.
We're going to continue with the tradition we've done the last couple years in our top 10 moments here from our Saturday season. A lot of moments in consideration across all of our divisions, but we kind of came up with the top 10 here. Let's start off number 10. You can follow along with me here in the slideshow. First one, Connor Souza, making the best of a rookie season in the late models. Rookie of the year, a couple wins, strong at the end of the year. And one of the rising rookies here coming up from our Friday series into our Saturday series and making a name for himself at the end of the year in the late models. How about him? Top 10 there, number 10 for Connor. All right, number 9, a pretty cool deal last off season, probably about this time, maybe a little bit later. And nice to follow all year, two of our female competitors in the sport truck division making national headlines with the Busch Light Accelerate Her program, partnership between Busch Light and Women in Motorsports. And Brittany and Amy both made the program, both ran well all year, both made the playoffs, and both put up a fight to try to win the championship this year. So a cool moment for us, not only for those two, but for the whole Speedway to be honored here at a national level with them racing weekly. So number 9 on our top 10 countdown, Amy and Brittany. Thank you, Brady. Number 8, kind of a moment we wanted to touch on with the outside groove this year and the pavement and what that did. I remember back a year ago, we were all probably wondering what the pavement was going to do. I know it changed some of the setup, certainly, changed some of the racing, but to me, we had some of the best racing we've seen in a long time across both nights. At some points, obviously, maybe the outside was preferred, which nobody would have expected, say, 5 years ago, but a great opportunity to have 2 lanes out there, and it really put on some great racing throughout the course of the year with both our weekly racing and our touring series divisions. So pretty cool to see, and looking forward to seeing what that does with another year of curing a winter, and we'll see how it shakes out starting in February. Number 7, a really, really impressive year for Adam Petty in the Sportsman division, and I don't know where he is, somewhere. I don't see him. He's not making himself known. Okay. We had a good year. I think there's no doubt about it. I think all of us that were at the track weekly were able to see. You look up at the end of that Sportsman race, and that 57 was probably in the top 5 one way or another. Some wins, but always in tech, always in the pit area after practice, still trying to work on the car when he was in the top 2 or 3. Strong in heat races, strong in features, strong right through the season. So a really impressive year for Adam, and certainly deserves some recognition for that as our number 7 moment. Another impressive season for this driver, finishing number 6, finishing 2nd in the track championship and also winning the NASCAR State Championship for Massachusetts. Bobby had a great year. Had a DQ opening day, and boy, did they come back in a big way from that to show speed throughout the year. Saw him in that outside lane a lot over the course of the year. And really had consistent speed, which is very tough to do in that division, and consistent top 3s, which I know he had done before, but to do it against this group of competitors is pretty impressive. And the comeback trail that he went on to get into the playoffs and have a shot at it and win that state championship, which I know he celebrated in Nashville, is a special moment and a good year for Bobby to make our number 6 in the top 10. His fan club's back there, it sounds like. Another impressive year at number 5 this year for Jake Veneta. I think the trucks, and I think Rick and Jake will both say they kind of knew at the middle of the year it might come down to the 2 of them to battle. And I know Jake's told me many times Rick seems to beat him on the restarts somehow at the end. But they had a great battle. They actually battled for the championship in that final race as well. But Jake had a very, very impressive year. To win the Division 4 Northeast Championship with NASCAR, also able to celebrate in Nashville, multiple wins, always on the podium as well, similar to Adam in the Sportsman. So a great year for Jake, and I'm sure he's going to be a threat again going into 2024. Get into our top 4, and as we've done over the recent years, our top 4 in some way will make up our champions that are sitting at the head table here. Number 4 is Mark Jennison. Back-to-back in the Pro Stocks for the championship. He won it in the late models as well last year. Came down to that last race again, and he had speed going towards the end of the season like he did the year before, and adds his name to a list as a back-to-back Pro Stock champion, which is pretty tough to do. And congratulations to him, his team. They ran well in the late models as well, and a tough job there to get to the finals and win it. Number 3, this driver used a late move at the end of that late model race on the final night, and I think I saw him after practice, and he wasn't too happy with the race car. Somebody made some adjustments that night. I don't know who it was, but somebody did something right. He came out in that feature, started in the middle of the pack, and really came up strong at the end with a great battle to win the championship. Battled with Connor for the win in that race. He didn't win the race, but didn't have to win the championship. Vinnie's been a fast competitor in the late models for many years, and certainly deserving of the championship in our number 3 moment. Week 1, this guy blew a motor in front of just about the whole field. All but one guy. And somehow a lot of them made it through it. I don't know. Some of them got in it. And really a season of determination for Steve. If you would have told me at the beginning he was going to run full time, I don't know if I would have believed him based on how the last few, say the last decade has gone. But Steve, another one. Always in the top 5, always in the top 3, always willing to help others in the pit area if they need something, some advice. And a great year for him, a great team there, and really a lot of accomplishments for him to be proud of as the champion of the Sportsman in 2023. As we move to number 1, over 70, almost 80 years of racing at Seekonk Speedway, very few drivers have had the success that Rick Martin has had. You put him up there with the likes of Jerry DeCasperi, Fred Estelle, Vinnie Arado Jr. 7 championships now at Seekonk for Rick. 3 of them in the trucks. He's also got a car owner championship in the Pro Stocks, multiple championships over at Thompson, and really one of those drivers that when you talk about New England, a lot of people know his name. Obviously the combination with Eddie and Richie's Installation has been great for him and his team, back-to-back truck championships, and I'm sure they're going to be a threat for many years to come, but certainly as number 1, 7 titles, now one of just 3 drivers or more to win 7 championships in the history of Seekonk Speedway. Certainly deserves a round of applause for Rick as well. All right, that's our top 10. I'm going to turn it back over to Kevin as we move into the Everett's Triple Crown and ask David to come back up, please, as well.
The Everett's Auto Parts Triple Crown represents a championship within a championship and something each driver strives for year after year. This year was some great competition, and I know these drivers were going hard after this Triple Crown. And let's introduce our 2023. See, it's a habit now. Our 2023 Everett's Auto Parts Triple Crown champions. Picking up the championship, we'll do the Sportsman and the late models because these gentlemen are not with us tonight, so we'll just remove them, but we do want to introduce them. Our Sportsman Everett's Auto Parts Triple Crown champion was Chad Baxter. In the late models, it was Luke LeBrun picking up the Triple Crown championship there. In the sport trucks, our Everett's Auto Parts Triple Crown champion, Jake Veneta. Don't worry, you're not in timeout. In our Pro Stock Everett's Auto Parts Triple Crown champion, Bobby Pellin III. In our 2023 Chaz's Auto Body Sports Truck Champion and his 7th overall in his career. How about a round of applause for Radical, Rick Martin.
Congratulations, Rick. Look at you again, huh? All right, good evening, everyone. Well, 2023 was another wild ride, 2 racing divisions. It's not easy at the young age of 66. Sunday mornings let me know all about it. First of all, I'd like to thank my fellow competitors for all the respect I've gotten on and off the track this year. It's truly a pleasure to still be able to run with such a great bunch of young and upcoming stars of the future. I felt like I was that young gun not too long ago trying to make a name for myself. But with that being said, I'd like to thank my crew, past and present, for all the dedicated hours spent in the garage and the track over the years, and my sponsors for their generous support that has let me compete in this sport I love so much. Marsha, Ed, my crew, you guys always gave me a truck second to none every week, always giving me a chance to win every time out. My family, always having my back. My wonderful girlfriend, Patty, always support me in whatever direction I go, right or wrong. It's the people behind me and my dedicated fans that give me the drive to continue. Seekonk Speedway, thank you for letting me come play in your yard for the last 50 years. We've not always been the easiest group to deal with, but we do try our best. So with that being said, I'll make it short so Mark can have a little more time into overtime. Hopefully we'll be back for my 50th season of racing this year. And I hope everyone has a safe and healthy off-season, and we can all do it again in '24. Thank you again. God bless.
And our 2023 Helger's South Coast Power Equipment Sportsman champion with 2 feature wins. Picking up his 2nd title is the Axeman, Steve Axon.
Kevin, for the last 2 divisions, you gotta do the stuff at the bottom first. I didn't realize it's in the slideshow ahead of everything else.
Oh,
So, no big deal.
no big deal.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you to my crew. They're all right in front of me, but half of them are blocked. So I really have to dedicate this season to my engine builder, Ed Arrington, F&H Machine Shop. I blew up that engine, which was a number 2 moment, and that's what that engine needed, was a diaper, because it all came out the bottom of that motor. But he built me an engine and had us back with an engine on Wednesday. I called him on Sunday. I said, I can't believe it blew up. He said, what went wrong? I said, I don't know. I was going down the straightaway, right behind the leader, and then all of a sudden it slowed up, started vibrating, then I was spinning around. I had no control of the car, but he said, don't worry, we'll have another motor for you ready on Wednesday. I said, nope, I want to go to Maine. I'm not going to race a full season. This is not the way to start a season. So without him, Ed Harrington from F&H Machine, he builds great power, and without him, I could not have done it. Also, the crew. I got to thank Jimmy and Julie, my dad, Chad, Missy, Jay, Bridget, Mike, Kerry. Mike and I'm sure everybody knows about Mike and I. We've been together for years. We act like a couple of goons. I treat him like a brother. Half the time I want to beat the hell out of him. The other half of the time he wants to beat me up. I think there was a time this season that I was at a soccer or a hockey game, and I had Mike warm the car up. Mike went out in one practice. Him and Jay tried something different, and they didn't like it. But the first practice, it was like the fastest car out there. Second practice, Mike came off the track. He said, put it right back. We're not going to like that. Whatever we tried, they didn't like. So I got to the track. I said, how's the car? Mike said, it's still bottoming out. Shut up and drive it. I was like, all right. He said, if I had a car like that, I'd win every week. So I got to thank the crew. I got to thank the fellow racers. I know Adam's not here, but we got Craig. Ryan's not here either, or Chad. But when you race with guys like that, it's a lot of fun. I've dealt with them for 20-something years, some of these guys. A lot more fun than what it looks like, and we bust each other's chops all day long in the pits. We are going to miss Craig. I can't believe he's retiring. There he is back there. The guy with the best hair in the place is Craig Pianka. The best hair, absolutely. So we will miss Craig. I don't know who we're going to bust on that bad, but Craig was the brunt of a lot of jokes from us. So good luck, Craig. I heard he's kept his engine, so he's still going to build something else. He'll come back and race with us. Key points, 2 wins. Blew up an engine. That was a really big highlight. A DQ at the end of the season. That was, another highlight. I've never really been, I don't think I've been DQ'd in like 15 years. So, and the part that we got DQ'd for was on the engine for probably about 15 years as well. So, it was because of the engine. Dave's right. And we got to thank Dave. Tonight, I already told him I was throwing some of that Portuguese stuffing at him because he's making all these rule changes, but we still smiled and laughed at it, and he has some stuffing in his pocket. So, at the end of the night, or at the end of the season, we finished 4th in points, and we won a championship. So, we are that factor that is just amazing, that you can actually finish 4th in points. I believe Adam Petty beat us by like 90 points, but at the end, it came down to the 4 of us, and luckily, it was a race in the rain and no cautions. Because I think if there was a caution, it would have got real messy. So thank you very much. Thank you to Seekonk Speedway, and thank you the most to my crew. Without you guys, I would not have been able to do this. And also Melissa. I got to thank Melissa and the kids because they put up with me every week. And I tell them I'd rather stay in the pool or go to Maine or do something like that. And they're like, load the car. You can go in the pool later. So thank you, Melissa. All right. Here we go. This way.
Finishing runner-up in the 2023 late model division, owner Ronnie Loro, driver Jacob Burns, with 4 wins on the season. Strong campaign. And in first place, back to the top step of the late model division at Seekonk Speedway, owner driver Vinnie Arado Jr., 3 wins on the season. Come on up, Vinnie. Congratulations. Mike is yours.
Yeah, wonderful, thank you. Good night. Oh, gotta wipe the sweat off. I thought I was only gonna have to do this once in my lifetime, but I guess we're here again, and you know, it's kind of an honor to be up here twice within 3 years of our late model career here. We're racing the late models a while, but we've always come pretty close, but kind of came short a couple of times, and this year here, we had to work for it, run against good competitors like Connor and Charlie and Jennison and Jacob and guys that, you know, they had to, you know, but going to the racetrack every Saturday night and winning races ain't easy, and I got to thank my crew for always being there, and you know, it's pretty amazing to have a crew that shows up during the weekend on Saturday nights to help you out and support what you want to do. And I've been lucky enough to have the same crew since we started racing, and hopefully continue to have every one of them until we stop racing. So that means a lot to me, and you know, I got to thank my parents for giving us an awesome place to work on the car, and obviously the photographer here, you know. She loves being at the she loves being at the track, and hopefully someday we'll be able to get her to get in the car and go racing, along with my spotter Nick there. He's got a son there that I think he'll be the next late model driver probably. But I got to thank my crew chief Mike for putting all his time and effort and blood, sweat, and tears into the car. You know, last night we thought we had a pretty good car. But it just wasn't cooperating with us, so we made some changes ahead of the race, what we thought we needed, and it worked out, and we were able to have a good fun battle at Jennison and come out on top. You know, Distance built us an awesome racing car over last year. It was a brand new car. I got to thank my spotter Nick. You know, him and I have really had some good chemistry over the last couple of years, and we keep getting closer and closer the longer we do it. And that is important. I got to thank Tommy for being the head mechanic on the crew. You know, Rome for doing whatever is asked to do. My dad for helping change tires, even though some of them might be on backwards. You know, we make it through it. You know, but everybody on the team has their own job assignment, and it, you know, they know what they're doing, and I don't have to worry about it. I got to thank my wife for putting up with the time away from the family and home and not getting the honey-do list done. You know, in the summertime, it's hard to get anything done when you're trying to, you know, as everybody knows as a racer, it takes a lot of time and effort to try to go there and win every week that you go. And I got to thank my daughter for always supporting me. What? For always being there and cheering me on and telling me to step on it. Step on it, Dad! But, and I got to thank all my sponsors. Some of them are here tonight. Freddie with East Bay Quality Hardwood Floor and DJL Electric. Along with all the other guys that we have helping us. Without our sponsors, it wouldn't be able to do that every Saturday night. You know, so those guys make a big role in our racing career. And I also got to thank Dave and his crew and Ed and all those guys there that have put time and effort into the track to give us a place to race close to home and try to make some improvements to the track and make it a good facility to go to every Saturday night. And we got an old the old timer here, it runs the finances. Everything I want to buy, he always tells us that we're broke. But I got to thank Butch for always keeping the car looking clean, doing the decal work during the week, and waxing it every week, and keeping control, make sure I don't spend too much. But he has a hard time keeping the reins on me, but I think that's all I got, and I thank everybody for coming out. Everybody have a good night.
Smart girl, lifting with the legs. And our 2023 Pro Stock champion for the second year in a row, Mark Jennison, with 2 feature wins.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. Come prepared this year.
Well, that's
Kind
good.
of, sort of,
Crap,
I
how
think.
much do you got?
I got a big one here. All right. All right, let's see if I can get this going here. Let me start off by saying, by recognizing and thanking Dave Alburn and the Vendetti family. When I came to race here at Seekonk, it was the best decision I made in my racing career. Nowhere have I raced where management has made me feel more welcome. And thanks to Ed St. Germain, Len Ellis, and the entire staff here at Seekonk Speedway for all the professionalism they've shown. And every week it's been a great week for me, obviously. Not every week, but I'm getting off my notes. That's what's going wrong. Last year I attended the chassis setup there held by Jerry Babs there, the Snowball Derby winning crew chief there from 2022. The setups and the strategy lessons I learned from Jerry Babs was very helpful in my last 2 championships, and most likely had a lot to do with winning them. I encourage everybody that is looking to learn or improve on their chassis to see either Lenny Ellis or the Seekonk track, and they're having another class in the end of this month, the 31st. Seats are still available, I believe. I want to thank all my fellow competitors for putting on the best racing you'll ever see all year around this area. Congratulations to Vinnie Arado, great job this year. Steve Axton, Rick Martin, on all those championships. I think he's got, what, 7? You're still going here. I also want to recognize our Rookie of the Year guys, Mike Rotondo, Connor Souza, Nick Wood, DJ Tebow, for winning the Rookie of the Year. You guys all did an excellent job. You know, me and Connor battled back and forth, had some really good races, enjoyed racing with them this year. Me and Mikey, you know, we didn't really race a lot around each other, which was kind of surprising because we're both pretty intense drivers, I believe. But nevertheless, he had a great year, and he's Rookie of the Year, and congratulations to him on that. And Dick Benoit, hey, you and Danny, I mean, you guys, awesome job, man. You know, most improved driver is just the least of it. I mean, that was awesome this year for you guys. I was really impressed and really enjoyed racing with you guys. As we all know, you know, racing's an expensive sport. I would like to thank all my sponsors who contributed and helped fund both my late model and pro stock. The Stefano brothers, Jim and Casey Richards. Every week, Jim cleans that car, makes it look like a new car, both cars too. So thank him very much for that. And Casey puts up with us, and his mom puts up with us. So thank you guys. Richard over at Adicam West Racing. They've been great to us. They help us out so much. ProTech Automotive over in Johnston. They help us out a tremendous amount. Crispy Clean Bins and Air Gas. I mean, we use their nitrogen all the time, and they gave us great deals on it this year. I appreciate what they do for racing. I also wanted to thank Nat Chevatone and Jerry Chevatone for their engines. Their racing engines have been great the last few years. I always forget to thank Nat, but they're great with what they do over there in that shop. You know, the guy's, I think he's going to be 87 or 88 this year. Unbelievable what he does, him and his brother. I got to thank Jeff Taylor over at Distance Chassis. You know, great chassis. I mean, like Vinnie said, you know, he gives us a great chassis to work with, and every week those cars are strong, even when I try to mess them up. But where are we here? Getting there. We only got a few more pages to go. I couldn't have won this championship alone. I gotta give a good big thanks to all my crew, Jim Richards, Glenn Jennison, Matt Sanders, Jeff Green, Tom Wright. All of you guys are inspirational. You guys are there every week for me. You know, I was glad to hear when Vinnie said about, you know, somebody putting a tire on backwards, because I thought it was just me. I thought it was just me. Because my guys have done it, and I just stand there looking at them like, what? So I was really happy that it's not just me, Vinnie. Thank God. Thank God. Oh, God. There you So, you know, these guys spend hours and hours on these cars in the garage and at the track, and most of the people don't see it, you know, but there's so much time put into these things. And running 2 cars, everybody knows, you know, Ricky knows, he's been there, and I'll tell you, running 2 cars is really difficult, but if you got the right people, you can do it, so don't be afraid to do it. You guys want to do it, come on out. We'll love to see that. I got to thank my girl Mary and my daughter Samantha. They put up with a lot. You know, I'm always out in the garage. I'm always, you know, it's difficult to spend a lot of time with them like I'd like to, but we do. We're getting there. It's a little bit slower this year because the car's got 4 tires still on it and a roof, so it's a little easier. And I gotta you know, thank them for letting me, you know, enjoy following my passion, you know, so thank you, girls. Thank you. And of course, I'd be really stupid not to thank the fans, because we have such great fans at Seekonk. I mean, I've raced at many places, and I'll tell you, the commitment that the fans have at Seekonk is incredible. You know, I have people that I don't even know sometimes just coming up and thanking me, or it's, you know, just wanting to be able to be around me or shake my hand or whatever, you know, and I'm not used to that, you know, and I really appreciate the fans that Seekonk has. You know, and they proved that, you know, they won the parade there this year, the fans on parade, and that was great. We got that up in the garage, and we love that because, you know, the fans are everything. A final thanks needs to go out to our troops, our veterans, our first responders. You know, we try to help them out as much as we can, and trying to support them and putting it on the car and trying to get everybody to just be able to kind of think about it and just, you know, try to support them when you can. You see a veteran in need or mechanic, first responders or troops, you know, yeah, thank them, or, you know, if they need help, give them a hand, you know. But a real big thank you to them. Let's see, it was a long year for all of us due to the constant battle with the rain. It caused Seekonk to lose 6 Saturday night shows, you know, which that hurt our feelings probably more than David's, but it hurts him because, you know, he's there to put on a show. So as the chances of the rain was stopping on October 7th, it looked to be impossible for that race to go off, you know. But Dave Alburn and the team were determined to get that race in. And, you know, we did. We got it in, and that was a huge commitment by David and his family and the track and everybody. And he doesn't understand how much we appreciate that. You know, I wouldn't be standing here today if it wasn't for that race. You know, it would have been, you know, maybe Mikey Brightman, and, you know, he's another great competitor, and, you know, he would have been well-deserved too. There's a lot of people that are deserving of championships in here. And pretty much I want to just thank everybody for coming tonight, and thank you for all you guys do, and my best thing was Seekonk Speedway. Thank you all.
Okay, and again, through NASCAR, through the Advanced Auto Parts, the offer of the champion of our Division I, a watch. I believe you received this last year. Yes. So this is your second watch going into your championship this year. Thank you. Thank you. And then also something, we try to mix it up on what we give our champions in the Division I. And this year, we selected to put a helmet together. We had it outfitted and sized up earlier in the season to make sure it fit up with Mark, and then we decaled it up champion here at Seekonk Speedway. So I wanted to welcome our first helmet given out this year to Mark Jennison.
officially close out the 2023 season of Seekonk Speedway. Congratulations to all of our champions and our top 10 in the championship chases, our Rookie of the Years, and our Most Improved Drivers. A big thanks to each and every one of you for coming out and joining us as we celebrate the culmination of a lot of hours in the shop, a lot of hard work, and a lot of enjoyment at the racetrack. Join us first Sunday in May for opening day. Thank you.